Hi, I'm Ginger Lapid Bogda. I'm an Enneagram author. I work primarily in the area of applying the Enneagram to helping organizations become more effective and more conscious. And I think it's so important for everyone to understand what the Enneagram system is and also what each type is really about. And for each type, there's things or characteristics, aspects that are obvious once you know the system, and some things that are not. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about some of the non-obvious aspects of Enneagram Type 6s. So one of the things that may not be obvious, or it is that many comedians, not stand-up necessarily, but like just talk shows and who are on air, that sort of thing, they tend to be sixes. They're not all sixes, but many of them are. And why is that? Well, one of the things that I think that makes sixes sort of funny is that they're very funny in the moment. And it's like they actually are very good at sort of seeing reality and experiencing its complexity, dealing with the kind of ironies of life, and making edgy comments that are extraordinarily funny. So, it's like they enjoy it, they're in the moment, they say something, it's it's reality, it's true, it's nuanced, and they're hysterical. The second area is something that we know about sixes generally is that they tend to project their hopes, their dreams, their fears. We all do this, but sixes do it more than any other type in terms of projecting onto other people, situations, etc. But what may not be as obvious is that they are also extremely insightful. Sixes have an antenna that's sort of checking out what's going on, sort of all around them, front, back, top, bottom. It's like an invisible antenna they have. And so they pick up more about what's going on, and then they use that to sort of anticipate what could happen. But they're also, that very same antenna helps make them incredibly insightful. The big challenge for them, however, is how do they differentiate what's a real pure insight and that's true, and what is something that is just a projection. Sometimes it's a combination of an insight and a projection. So one of the things that I suggest for sixes, and maybe even for the rest of us if we are doing that, is that with projections, there's a lot of emotion attached to it. A lot of energy, a lot of heat, excitement, or fear, or anger, or whatever, sadness. But when it's an insight, it's really rather comes from a neutral place. There's just like, oh, without a lot of emotional context or texture to it. And the last area is the idea of committee in their heads. Now, they don't really have a committee at a table, but many sixes, because they don't trust themselves enough, go to outside people for advice about how to do things. And they don't just go to one person, they'll often go to several people, even though the six themselves may deeply and truly know the answer themselves. And they're great advisors to others. So I always say to sixes, well, if you ever been asked this by someone else and they go, yes, and I go, what did you say? And they give what they said, and I said, why don't you follow that? That's great. But when sixes don't have that external set of people to ask, or when they're just figuring something in their head, they usually have a set of advisors. It's not just one, like, what should I do here, or what's the best thing to do. They have that, but they usually have sort of multiple advisors in their head. It's like, oh, okay, they're that. And then there's another voice, and it's like, it may not be a voice, but it's a sense, or a felt sense of, oh, this, and with that. So sometimes they'll say they have up to, 5 or 6 kind of in their committee, and they think that's pretty funny. So that's what 3 things about sixes that you might not know, that if you go deeper below the surface, it's kind of there. So thank you, and enjoy your experience with sixes. They are very complex and very fun.